Yorkshire against Essex, Barnsley against Southend, Priestley against Maish. In the box, Chris Mason and Stuart Pike.
Thanks, Matt. Was it really 15 years ago, one of the great moments in Dennis Priestley's career when he won his second World Championship here at the Circus, beating Phil Taylor, and but for Taylor it surely would have been many more, losing in 3 more finals against the Power in the 1990s, but still one of the best in the business. Look at that, 58 years of age, but number 11 in the world. Priestley could be a real threat this weekend. Well, we've just seen the wizard undone by the spell of the Pie Man. What fate will become Mr. Magic? Steve Maish from Southend. Not too far to travel, but on his day can be a real threat. I think he'll be the first to admit that he hasn't had too many of those days on the big circuit, on the big screen over the last half a dozen years or so.
Yep, Maish can play this game. He's a dangerous player on the circuit, probably not won as much as probably should do, but he's up against with the genuine legend of our game, one and only Dennis Priestley.
Yeah, they were practicing together upstairs in the players' room half an hour or so ago, and Dennis was admitting to butterflies. He said it's really strange feeling to be back at the Circus Tavern, and that seems to be the general opinion of all the players. Certainly a lot of them have graced this big stage, this famous stage, over the years.
Well, he was the first winner here. It was the WDC. Beat Taylor, as we've seen in that bit of footage. 6-1 in the final.
Another bounce out.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I had a few of those. And the boards are too hard.
120.
Great recovery, you have to say. All he could do was just stand there and watch that happen, but then followed it up with 2 in the treble.
Yeah, we had this a few years ago. Rod Harrington, he will remember it. They just made 65. The boards too compressed, and the point wouldn't actually take to the board. And, if your dart lands on any kind of angle, apart from lateral to the board, it'll fall out.
58. Dennis will require 156.
155 and 161 from Andy Smith. Fantastic finishing in his victory over Colin Osborne.
I have to say, a little bit unlucky there with Osborne, but impressive from Pie Man. Them 2 finishes seem to just be the nail in the coffin for Osborne.
Van der Voort, Lloyd, Baxter, Wayne Jones, Mervyn King and Andy Smith, 25. The winners on the opening afternoon.
That was incredible.
Dennis requires 16.
Absolutely incredible, that. But for a 1-0, just inside, that's a great dart for 1-0.
Dennis Priestley.
Well, if I was Maishi, I think I'd be asking for the boards to be changed already.
Yeah, just to confirm, speaking to the tournament director, Tommy Cox, he doesn't have a problem with it, but if one player wants the board changing, the other player has to agree, otherwise it stays as is.
Well, it's fair enough. I mean, Dennis only uses something like 14 or 15 gram darts, and doesn't have a particularly sort of aggressive throwing style, but he actually you can see by his action, they get punched in. Where someone like Osborne or Maish, they tend to sort of be floated into the board.
Yeah, the darts glide in more, don't they?
And if the boards are compressed, they won't take the point of the dart, and that's why we've seen in not just this
100.
match already, in the previous match, a couple of bounce outs can make all the difference. I mean, it can change everything. I mean, instead of wanting 101, if you have 2 bounce out in the leg, you want 2-2-1. Dennis already in his stride, looks comfortable. Few pre-match butterflies, Stuart said, but looks already in his rhythm.
100.
Well, the winner of this to play either Dennis Evans or John Part in the second round. And they'll be in action on Friday night along with the likes of Mardle, Barneveld, Taylor, Thornton, Wade, Hamilton. Some terrific matches coming up later tonight for you.
68.
Yeah, looking forward to that one. Evans and Parrott.
Steve, you require 170.
You'll see a lot of players now going for these shots. $2,000 up for grabs for the highest finish. Currently held by the pie man, Andy Smith, 161. There's only 3 finishes higher than that. And I'm sure 161 will not hold on for the rest of the week. There's certain Mr. Taylor coming up. We've seen it in the Premier League. They get £1,000 for the highest finish, and he goes for every
81.
one of them.
Steve, you require 76.
So to hold his throw, second leg of this match, this race to 6 legs. Tops for Maish.
Game's on the second
No
leg.
problem at all. Just settle the nerves a little and
Third leg, Dennis
put the bounce outs that he's had to the back of his mind.
Game on.
Yeah, as I said, dangerous player, Maishi.
Yeah, he'll be disappointed that he's slipped down to, I think it's number 40 in the world these days, Steve Maish. But actually beat Priestley
60.
in the World Championship last year, the first World Championship away from the Circus Tavern at the Alexandra Palace. First round, Maish won 3-1. Rates that as one of his best performances ever on TV.
22.
Along with beating, not just beating, thrashing Colin Lloyd at the World Match Play at Blackpool.
Yeah,
Was that 3 years ago when Lloyd was defending champion?
yeah, I think it was.
So he can do it.
I actually played Maishi in the second round,
135.
and then lost to Wadey.
Yeah, James Wade against Steve Beaton, one of the highlights of Friday night.
140.
So many good matches to look forward to this evening. Can't wait. Especially looking forward